Vanakkam. I have few questions. At the outside, thanks a lot for clarifications earlier, Guruji. Have couple more questions. When I go inside to observe silence, the distraction starts from small thoughts, expanding to connected thinking via five senses, especially hearing. Who then brings this back to track again? This cycle continues. See, you cannot observe silence. We have never told to observe silence. We always say, you observe whoever arises in you as you. We are very, very pertinent, very, very point blank in always emphatically saying, be aware of the person, the entity who arises in you as your anger, as your expectation, as a thought or as a feeling, and they will be going on arising in you. We have never asked you to observe silence because you cannot observe silence. There is nothing called as silence as an object available to the observer at all, because observer himself is the impediment to observe silence or stillness, because there is no observer. What we say essentially, there is no thinker in a thought, there is no feeler in a feeling, there is no experiencer in an experience. Then what is it? These are all past junk, past memories as experiences and experiencers also. They march on, they march past, in and through us. And it has infinity of time, infinity of space also, and infinity of objects like our births. And we also, these forms go on change. This has been changing and changing and changing, only the superficial form goes away. But essentially the same subtle body, the mental body, with all its clingings and cravings, it continues to march. He has at the outset started like this. When I go inside to observe, and what is that inside? Now where are you? Are you inside or outside? Are there two sides? There is only one I. Whether you are in the outside through your senses, in contact with material things, or your thought, thinking about your past, or projecting your future, there is only one ego, one I feeling that attaches itself with your physical body. By attaching with the physical body, then only this thinking can happen. Otherwise, you cannot think at all. You cannot feel at all. Both in the waking state as well as in the dream state. And this is being proved through your deep sleep state. How it is proved? There is no existence of any individual called Suresh or his several character roles of the waking state. Nothing exists there during deep sleep. Where have they all gone? To come and go, is there a separate field existing apart from deep sleep state? Deep sleep itself is our magnificent Surupa, the self, magnificent self. Markless, signless, nameless, identityless, feelingless, thoughtless, worldless, experiencerless, lifeless even, birthless, deathless. Whatever the nouns you can think of, you can add less to it. Whatever the verbs, you can think of, because the noun which has given arisal to an individual in the form of activities, whatever be the activity, whatever be the actions that the individual does, there is no single I. You need not go inside or outside. You have to be conscious of the thinker in you. You have to be always behind the thinker in you, the feeler in you. Whatever be the feeling, we are not going to look into the feeling, what sorts of feeling the feeler has. Feeler now feels. The experiencer, what kind of an experience he undergoes. That is not at all important here. 24/7, the moment one wakes up from deep sleep state, he should be gently behind the thinker, feeler, experiencer. All the three may be identifying themselves with the physical body or the mental thinking or feeling or with the worldly things or with time and space. Be it anything, we have to constantly be behind the thinker, whatever the thought that arises in us. We are not going to question about the thought, why this thought has come, why there is no silence in the place of thought, why am I thronged with that various thoughts within me. This is not our point at all. We are straight away catching hold of the thinker himself, leaving the thoughts and the process of thinking. We want to know who is the thinker in me. Through the thinking process or the thought that has arisen in us. The same thing for feeling also. Whatever the kind of feeling. For a moment one may get frustrated. One may have an expectation. One may have a disappointment. One may feel very happy, delighted by having a sensual thing, being rejoiced. Be it whatever. We are not going to look into that at all. We are always behind the thinker, because thinker, how can one call himself a thinker without attaching his body at the outset to his thought? Who is the thinker in a physical body? It must be the I feeling attached himself with the thought, with the body, gives arisal to thoughts. Who is that thought? Who is the thinker of that thought? Without thinker, how can a thought arise? How the thinking process can go on? This is the fundamental thing. We have never said inside or outside, there is no dichotomy at all. 24/7, and especially for the morning, as soon as one gets up to sit in just be without a thought. We had been using just be without a word. It is not even a word. Just be without a thought, because thought itself implies thinker behind it. Thinker behind. So there is no question of inside, turning inside. And are there two entities? Are there two sides for you? There are no two sides. This is a mirage that's being given birth by our ego. Whenever the ego arises, it attaches itself with a feeling, and the feeling has the opposite of it also. If one feels respected or respectable, the other side of it is disrespect is always there. If one feels courageous, the other side of his fear is also there. There cannot be an I without these two. And we are not interested in these polar opposites of a feeling or a thought. We are interested in who is the feeler or who is the thinker within these two feelings or two opposite kind of thoughts. Who is this thinker? Who is this feeler? Who wants to experience a taste of a good ice cream? Who wants to run? Who wants to do jogging? Who wants to do exercise? Who attaches himself to the body and wants to do some exercise and build his body? Does the body have a separate consciousness apart from the I instilling in the physical body? We will dissect to atomic level. If you say some questions, if you arise some questions, I will push you back into yourself, to your core, and see, are there two sides? First of all, there are no two sides. The one ego that has attached itself with a thought now is looking outside through its physical body or through its physical eyes. That is how this is a mechanism, repetitive mechanism. The mechanism means when it is switched on, it works like a machine. Why I call ego is a mechanism, mind is a mechanism, intellect is a mechanism. They are mechanism. They are nothing but machines. Computers too get fatigued. Why not a human being? If a lot of thoughts is being thought, what happens? He is stressed. He undergoes tension, depression, agony, loneliness. And polar opposites are always playing within him. This is not our domain of doing at all. What we simply said, just gently, when you get up only in the morning time and in the night time before going to bed, just as soon as you wake up, just sit in the same bed without your head slanting against the wall, having the support. Look within. A moment ago you were deep asleep. Now you have woken up. Which has woken up in you? Either you must be attaching yourself with thoughts, or either you must be attaching yourself with some feelings of the day or future or about the past memories or some audio video that is going on within you as your experience. So these are all the things that will be happening, but we consciously, what we do here, we want you to look at who that experiencer of that audio video past, who sees that past, who is that entity who got trapped in visualizing, in expanding in his mind about his past memory. Who is that? Who is that? And a moment ago, he was fast asleep. Where has he come now? Has he not come because of your body has woken up, physical body has woken up? With the body having woken up, it is waking up because of ego. It is not waking up on its own. For anything and everything of the animated activity that is happening on the physical body, it is not happening for the body or by the body. It is happening by the ego, because ego possesses the physical body. Ego possesses all the thoughts. Ego possesses all the polarities of feelings, experiences, as well as the world. It is ego's creation is this world. Otherwise, there is no world at all. This is the clarity with which you will have to commence your just be without a thought, this practice.